if he were in a program, or if he were back in a situation, or even if I lived on Main Street, he'd be out there talking to everyone, saying, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah.
I mean, and he doesn't get that here. But it's amazing. You go into a restaurant with him, and all the waiters and waitresses love him. They're like, he's so friendly and so happy that he's there that it's contagious. We used to drop him back off at turning points sometimes. Mom and I, or I would, and there would be guys waiting on the porch for Tom to come home. I mean,
yeah.
And that gives him a sense of ego, which he needs, you know, because everybody likes him so much, and of course he got the nickname Cigarette Man at Turning Point because he gives away all of his cigarettes, but everybody waits for Tom.
Yeah.
I still think DC is is a less policed town than most cosmopolitan areas, and they will actively do something about homeless people in most cosmopolitan areas. In Washington, it's a little more laid back. At least that's what I've been.
You mean, like, are you comparing it to Hagerstown? Were they a little
No, I'm talking about New York City.
Okay.
Or Boston, or California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been all those places?
Yes, I have.
Still really just for 36 hours never stopped.
So he's driving?
Yeah, he drove the whole time. He only stopped for gas, and I found one receipt that he had gone through a turnpike. I think he just breezed through because he never handed his car back. Yeah, but I mean, he really came back thinking, well, you know, my compass was broken.
Yeah.
And he has one in his car. I don't think he, you know, one thing is when they first started medicating Dad, it was sort of sad because he should have had some medication prior to this because he himself had manic depression, and it was never treated in those days, or dealt with in those days very well, and it would have helped him if he had been able to have it earlier. So he had the combination of that and the Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Noticed because I was in with college people, and they were more educated, they were more aware, I began to notice that I was schizophrenic, and I began to feel I was schizophrenic, that I couldn't apply myself, that I lost some concentration, and I didn't feel real good. But I began to feel like, and it's a standard. It happens to men in their 20s, and that's when it happened to me too.
I didn't understand what was wrong. Tom wouldn't talk. He was loving, kind, sat in my apartment. You really couldn't talk. There was nothing verbal. And so I was terrified because I knew nothing about these diseases. Even my father's illness we didn't become aware of until we were older. So we could put pieces together about his illness. So I really didn't know. And I never understood my father when he would talk to me, always very high intellect too. Very high intellect. And a lot of this I didn't really come to terms with until I was about 25, and I pieced it all together. But Tom was... there was nothing wrong with Tom in terms of, he was as docile as could be, but he wouldn't talk, and I was scared. I didn't know why he wasn't talking.
You studied guitar though before. You're a pretty great guitar player.
No, I'm not. I'm an amateur, and let me tell you, I ran into. I said, all right, counselor said, Tom, we're going to discharge you from Turning Point. You're going to go to the mission. I said, oh God, what a pick. Well, I ran into a guitar player there who played his ass off.
Yeah.
And he was like, what, 18? And I felt like a real clod. I'm scared. Okay. I hit the city.